Jesus. iPhone 11 for size comparison. ultimate. Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiskey's Adventures. How's everybody doing? Doing awesome, doing really good. Whew, it's a little warm out here tonight. So I hiked in. You seen that? I set up my camp. You seen that? Got my dinner going. You seen that? So my whole point of this adventure this week, tonight, it's a one night, overnight, just one night, is my wife got me this Thermacell. I had it with me on the 4th of July trip too, but it was so windy up there that I can't give a fair assessment of it. We used it a little bit up there, but I can't give a fair assessment. It was windy up on top of that mountain. We didn't use it until almost right before bedtime when we were up there. So we didn't really give it a good test, right? So I'm testing it tonight to make sure. I'm in a wet set of woods that's by the house. With lots of mosquitoes. I can see the smoke coming up off of it, or whatever that is. So I'm testing out the Thermacell. Never had one before. I'm not a big fan of the off sprays and stuff like that. I'm just not, because when you spray all them chemicals on your body and you climb into your sleeping bag, your hammock or whatever, you're bringing all that into your sleeping gear, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the people who do it. I'm not a fan of it. Now, if I have a shower house like a regular campground, I don't mind it. I still don't like it, but I'll use it because I can just take a shower before I go to bed, right? But when I'm doing trips like this in the middle of the woods and I don't have shower houses, I don't have ways to rinse my body off, I'd rather not. The wife got that for me, so I'm testing that out. That's the main purpose for tonight's trip. Now, when you guys see this video on Thursday that gets released, if you're watching this, the very following day, Friday, doing a big trip all the way up to New York to go visit some family up there. Along the way, because we're not making the trip in one drive, I plan on, we always stop at a rest stop and we sleep in the truck. We truck camp at the rest stop for a couple hours and get some sleep or whatever. Because my wife has heart issues and she can't be in the car more than 8 hours. If she does, she runs the risk of clots and all kinds of bad stuff that's not good for her heart. It's a bad thing, right? So we always have to, unfortunately, 8 hours from where I live now to where we're going at New York, that's only halfway. It takes us anywhere from 14 to 16 hours to get there, depending on how many bathroom breaks and blah, blah, blah we have to do. Traffic and whoozy hazy, right? So when you're watching this video the very next day, or if you're watching this video on Friday, the day after release, we're en route up to New York. So when we stop at that rest stop, I plan on bringing my hammock set up. I'm gonna do some stealth camping at a rest stop. I've never done that. I mean, I've slept in a truck at rest stops, but I've never ducked off into the woods or into the medium, the highway. You know, I've never done that kind of stuff before. So why not? I'm gonna give it a shot. So you guys, I will record that too. We're gonna record our trip to New York, but I'm trying to spice it up versus sleeping in the truck with everybody. I'm gonna jump out and sleep in a hammock, you know? Why not, right? I think my dinner's finally ready, folks. So these are a new set of woods. It's within walking distance of my house. It takes me about 30 minutes to walk to this location where I'm at. From all the research and the homework, I've been kind of watching this place, and I've been doing a little bit of homework on the place. And from what I can find out when I'm looking online where my location is, this is not it's not privately owned property I'm in right now. I'm on county owned property. So I'm stealth camping on county property. But I've been kind of watching this place for a while, but I hiked up here and I'll do it overnight to test the Thermacell, which is a good set of woods, because before I got it going, the mosquitoes were out here. So I'm eating what me and my family call oodles and noodles, ramen noodles, whatever you want to call them. The sauce you see me put on it, if it doesn't get edited out for some reason, the sauce I put on, or the seasoning, wasn't salt, people. Just so everybody can say that before anybody says, you know, that stuff already got its high sodium as it is. It wasn't salt you see me put on here, Maul, and my mic. I say that to you because they hate it. I say that, you know, they hate it when my family eats this stuff because of how high sodium is. My wife don't eat it though, so the one with the heart issues don't eat it. She can't stand it, actually. Myself and Sydney, we don't mind it at all. Sydney loves it. Or better known y'all as Owl Hunter. She loves it. Down in the description, folks, is Whiskey's Adventures new Facebook page. Go check that out. Give us a like, give us a follow. Our Instagram link's going to be down there in the description too. Go check it out, give it a like, give it a follow as well. Facebook and Instagram is where we post all of our photos and videos and anything that doesn't actually make the Thursday release on the channel. That's where all that stuff goes. It's normally photos, but I do go live sometimes on Facebook Live when on my adventures. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Either way, if it doesn't make the videos, that's where you got to find it. We actually I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but Whiskey's Adventures also opened up a TikTok account too, because apparently that's where the big following is, right? So we got a fake TikTok yet, but I haven't advertised, and I'm still figuring all that stuff out. So I don't have no links for it down in the description, nothing like that. But it's Whiskey's Adventures. I guess I don't know how I'm still learning TikTok, folks. So either way, we have one there too, and I don't know exactly what we're going to do there. If we're just going to advertise for the YouTube channel, like in photos or something like that. If I don't know what we're going to do at TikTok yet. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I think I got 3 videos up right now on there. One where I, did a prank on my kids with a water balloon falling from the ceiling, and it kind of failed, so I had to throw it. It was massive failure, but it was still kind of funny. And a little 4th of July, couple photos from that, and then something else. I don't even know. I'm just kind of fooling around trying to fill it out and figure out if TikTok's really the thing for Whiskey's Adventures, right? Trying to figure it out. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some stupid TikToks out here on my adventures, and you know what? Owl Hunter's into TikTok real big. Maybe I'll have her teach me what the platform's about. And when I'm out here doing my adventures, I'll do a couple stupid little TikToks or something while I'm camping. Who knows? I'm still, like I said, that's not in the description yet. Until I learn how to use that out here, and if it's actually going to be any use to us, if I figure, whatever. Stay tuned to that part. But the Facebook and the Instagram in the description below. Shout out, because it wasn't for our Patreon supporters. If it wasn't for you guys, these videos would not be possible. Especially with today's climate gas prices and everything else. So we greatly appreciate that. So Matthew B, Mark K, and Stephen R. Oh shit, did I say that all right? Matthew B, Mark K, Stephen R. Yes, I almost messed that one up. And I'm not going to fix that either. I'm going to let you see the raw content there. I almost messed y'all's name. But anyways, appreciate y'all's extra Patreon support. Like I said, it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be able to do these videos. So I appreciate that tremendously. Our Patreon link is also down in the description if you want to join them, fine fellows, and help us out. Feel free. I'm not a beggar, but if you do, that's where you'll find us in the description. I'm going to sit here and eat my dinner. There ain't a whole lot to show you guys out in these woods. I mean, it's just nothing but woods. The actual hike. Oop. Mountain Dew. Appreciate that, fellas. Can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. So I gotta find where my pocket is, where it's got my other Mountain Dew, so I can replace that one. I only brought 2 out with me tonight. I mean, I brought water, brought some coffee. Oh, that's right, it can stay in the koozie. I got 1 koozie per can. Just put that right there for now. Pop the top. I'm a little nervous. Right when I was cooking dinner, I was looking around. I was seeing little ground bees flying around here that I didn't notice when I was setting up. The last time I noticed that was when I did that stealth camp on the island with my 2 daughters. We played on the lake and the rope swing and all that. I forget the name of it, but when we did that, when I woke up the next morning, and I got lit up pretty good on my legs by them, so I'm a little nervous of it. I don't like them. I don't like bees. Just don't. I shouldn't say I don't like them. I don't like camping on top of them. I don't like getting bit or stung by them. So everybody have a good week. Everybody have a good 4th of July, as a matter of fact. I know my video come out a week after the fact, so to speak, you know what I mean? So the release of our 4th of July video, I think, came out a week after the 4th of July happened, and for obvious reasons, right? Because on the 4th of July, I was recording the video, right? It's kind of hard to make that and release it the same night, so you know what I mean? So either way. How was everybody's 4th of July? Everybody have a good one? Hopefully everybody survived it. Nobody got hurt, too messed up, don't regret anything you done. That trip and those views that we had, especially in the morning and that sunrise on that trip, was beautiful. I probably won't get a view like that here because it's all woods. And I cut through over there for some power lines. Oh, this is so good. I actually brought me 2 packs out in case this one wasn't gonna be enough for me tonight. So I was debating on Diddy More beef stew because I was going to use the Diddy More beef stew can and make a stick stove out of it. So I was going, and then use that stick stove to cook the Diddy More beef stew, was what my intentions were tonight. But then the rain really started coming down and the radar wasn't looking good, and I thought, you know, hey, who knows? And for whatever reason, I ended up switching over to ramen noodles instead. I've been watching this group on Facebook called Stealth Camping Alliance. I'm part of the group on Facebook too. I just haven't participated in none of the challenges yet. Y'all should go, anybody that's on Facebook should check that group out. Stealth Camping Alliance. Check out their videos. Those guys are pretty cool. And gals. I shouldn't say guys, I should say guys and gals. They do a lot of stealth camping videos. And then, from what I understand so far, I've only been in the group for about, I think, 3 months now. But for a little bit, I've been following the group. Not a little bit. From when I'm following the group, it looks like they do one challenge a month, and they all compete, and they all post their videos, and there's a certain set of rules, and blah, 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 right? And then they compete, and then the winner of the challenges wins something. It's pretty cool. And the group seems like they're pretty tight. I mean, I seen a troll on there not too long ago, or I actually didn't see it. Let me rephrase that, because I don't want to put out anything false because I didn't witness it. But it seemed like the group had a troll from the comments I was reading on somebody's live show or whatever, and they booed them out of the show or group and everything else. So they seem like a tight-knit group is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I don't know anything about the troll situation. I think the founding member of the group put a video or something like that. So they don't tolerate trolls. They help each other, it seems like. Pretty creative group too. Some of the videos I've been watching, those guys are awesome. Dick in the Dirt, I like his. I think last month was Cowboy Camp and he won that one. You got the Canadian Beaver. Who was it? Weed in the Bush. He cracks me and my wife up. He's crazy. Was it Hidden Hammock? Which is, right? Am I thinking right? I think that's the other co-founder of Stealth. There's a bunch of them on there. Those are the ones I just started following on YouTube as well. I just started subscribing to their channel, started watching their videos regularly. But check them out. check them out on Facebook. You can learn who the members are, and then you can find all their YouTube information and everything else. It's pretty cool. If you're into stealth camping. Now, if you think it's stupid and you ain't into it, then just ignore the past 5 or 6 minute conversation we just had, I guess, right? Like I said, they don't want negative. They want positive feedback. They don't mind constructive criticism. There's nothing wrong with telling somebody a better way or a way you think is a better way of doing something, but, you know, outright being disrespectful, that group don't tolerate it from what I'm gathering. Which they shouldn't. World's so messed up these days. Starting to debate if I have a cup of coffee tonight, so I'm just going to wait until tomorrow morning. Oh, that's good though. Call my wife. See how her night's been going. I'll holler at y'all in a little bit. I called my wife and then did a little walk out and look at the sunset. It was awesome. It's getting pretty dark. Like I said, I have I'm not having a fire tonight. I'm not doing anything like that. For one, it's just way too hot. For two, my Thermacell seems to be working really well, so I don't even need the smoke for the fire. My back. So either way, there ain't a whole lot left to do. I think what I'm going to do now is climb in that hammock, listen to the sounds of the forest, all the birds, locusts. Listen. Just listen to nature until the woods goes to sleep. And if I'm still awake once the woods gets all quiet, because at some point the woods will go quiet tonight, right? When that happens, if I'm still awake, I won't watch a movie or something. I've got service here on my phone, really good service actually, so there's a tower not too far away from me. But that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. Appreciate y'all watching up to this point. All right, folks, I'm in my hammock for the night. It is pitch black in these woods. So I'm just gonna lay here and listen to the sounds and go to bed. Appreciate y'all watching. See you guys in the morning. I love the sound of nature. Good morning, everybody. Everybody sleep last night. I was up until about 1:30ish, and then I passed out. I was out like a light the rest of the night. Around 1 o'clock, there must be a neighborhood on the backside of this woods over there or something. The direction I come from to get here is that direction. It's like this. So I don't know what's on the backside, but something, there's got to be a neighborhood or something, because I heard, I don't know, it sounded like people fighting. It's off in the distance, but I could hear it. It's pretty wild. Like, it sounded like it got pretty violent last night. Violent or loud, one or the other. But outside of that, I slept like a champ. Pretty good one night. No rain. Heard a little bit of wind last night, but no rain. So from what I can tell, the skies look really blue. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy my cup of coffee this morning. And then I'm going to break down camp and attempt to get out of here before today's thunderstorms reach us, because it's supposed to rain every day. And we have a visitor flying in from New York today. Sydney's New York best friend Morgan is flying in from New York today, and we got to pick her up at the airport around 1 o'clock-ish. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee now, and I'm going to break down camp and hike out of here so I can get home on time to shower and bathe so I can go with everybody to the airport to pick up Morgan. All right, folks. Well, I hope everybody else enjoyed their night as well. If you're watching this video up to this point, you might as well hit that subscribe button. And I can't thank our Patreon supporters enough. Matthew B, Mark K, and Stephen R. If it wasn't for y'all, these videos wouldn't be possible, so appreciate that support. This cup of coffee, cheers to y'all. Hope everybody out there watching Whiskey's Adventures has an awesome Sunday. Yeah, just going to enjoy my coffee and the sounds of nature and break down camp. I'll hit y'all up afterwards when we're hike out for final thought. All right, folks. So this tree right here, and then this tree right there is where I was. In between here, you can see no trash, nothing. Right in here is where I was. There's no trash, no Mountain Dew cans, no water bottles, no toilet paper, no nothing. No trace camping, folks. That's how it is. All right, so we're gonna start working our way back out of the woods now. So as I'm working my way out, let's give you a final thought. So overall, it was a good camping trip. I enjoyed it. I've got no complaints. New set of woods. Outside the people I heard last night, and the very far back in, there's got to be a neighborhood or something back there because of that couple fighting. So outside of that, it was a pretty good overnight. Again, I'm not on private property here. From what I can tell by looking at online and everything else, the property I'm on is county property. So Stell's camping on county property. Not private property, but good set of woods. I'll probably come here again in the future. As long as I don't leave no trace when I walk out of here, and I'm not building fires back here if I get caught. I mean, because there's no trespassing signs. So first thing they're going to have to do to me is ask me to leave and not come back. And when that happens, I'll stop coming here. But until then, I'm going to enjoy these woods and camp in them, and you know, it was a good night. I liked it. So I'm gonna start working my way back towards the house. I've got about a 30-minute walk or so. Probably 20-minute walk to get back out on the out of the woods, and then a 30-minute walk from the woods is roughly what I got. So I'm gonna head my way back so I can get cleaned up and then get dressed and go to the airport to pick up old Morgan for the old Sydney or owl hunter. She's only gonna be here, and then next Friday we're driving back up to New York to drop her off and see family. So should be a fun time. Well, folks, I appreciate everybody watching. All of our new subs, I hope to have you for a while. All the subs has been with us from day one all the way up until the last video that I thanked everybody for following along and watching. Greatly appreciate all that support to my subs. I've said it at least twice, I believe, in the video. We couldn't do these videos without our Patreon supportage. So Matthew B, Mark K, and Stephen R. Oh, I got a muddy creek there. I gotta get turned around. Greatly appreciate y'all's support. You guys always go above and beyond. You don't have to do it, but we do appreciate it. Appreciate everybody watching, you know. Appreciate any support that Whiskey's Adventures will get. Even if you don't give the monetary support or donate to the PayPal, and all you can do is watch and give us a thumbs up, subscribe, or comment, then by all means, we take all the support we can get. If you are a subscriber, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when a new video drops. Typically, I try to drop a video every Thursday at 7 a.m. up until we hit our 500 subscriber mark, which I think we're about 160 away from that or something like that. I haven't looked at my subscriber count in the last couple of days to know exactly where I'm sitting. Got a muddy creek in front of me. But the goal is when we hit the 500, we're gonna switch from 7 o'clock in the morning and do an evening release, start moving forward, so I can start releasing them as premieres, so I can chit chat with everybody as they're watching our videos. How do I get across this? How did I get across it when I came here? I don't want to get all muddy. All right. Anyways, appreciate the support, everybody. I'm having problems here getting across this water. I don't want to get my feet all muddy. I found my way. Either way, appreciate the support, everybody. I'm going to call this one a success. I wasn't caught by nobody. Of course, I'm still working my way out of the woods now, so once I hit the road up here, I should be fine. But appreciate everybody's support. Much love and respect. All right, folks, I'm going to pay attention to the woods so I can make sure I don't do circles and I can get myself out of here. Until next time, I believe the next video you're going to see us on will be driving to New York and then doing a stealth camp at a rest stop somewhere. But until next time, you guys already know how we do it. Holla at your boy. Peace.